I'm Scott.
Hi.
I'm Lynette.
Hi, Sandrine.
Hey.
I'm Heather, I'm the narrator.
In an emergency room, a client rushes into the hospital in pain, holding her stomach. She goes up to the desk, but speaks mainly French, and barely any English, just enough to get by. Let's see what happens.
Please, somebody, aidez-moi. Please, somebody, aidez-moi.
Ma'am, please stop shouting. What's wrong?
J'ai tellement mal à mon estomac. J'ai besoin d'aide.
What? Okay, give me your ID.
I don't English, please.
Just give me your name at least.
Sandrine.
Come again?
Sandrine.
Is that even English? How do you even spell that?
Sandrine.
Okay, last name?
Gifford.
Never mind. What's wrong with you?
Je sais pas, ça fait mal.
This is a good demonstration of body language, nonverbal communication. Sandrine is holding her stomach, indicating that she is in pain in that area. The nurse demonstrates distracted body language and non-listening. The nurse is also showing a form of pseudo-listening, as she only pretends to listen to what Sandrine is saying while she is doing other things. Let's see what happens next.
Please, pain.
Okay, so it hurts in your duodenum because that's where you're pointing. Okay, well, it's probably just a bug or indigestion. You seem fine to me.
Please help.
Okay, whatever, I'll be back.
The nurse prejudged the client before she fully expressed her concern or needs. Therefore, the nurse was unable to fully grasp the patient's wishes and missed out on important data by the client. The nurse also exhibits mind reading, which, as stated by Wood and Schweitzer, is assuming that we understand what another person thinks, feels, or perceives. The nurse assumes that there is no need to focus on listening to the client due to her language barrier.
Oh my god, you would not believe the patient I have. She is such a soap dodger.
Did you need help with that?
She doesn't speak any English.
Oh, what language does she speak?
I don't know, French or something?
Oh, well, I actually speak a little bit of French if you wanted me to come over and, help you.
No. I have way more experience than you, and she definitely just has indigestion and is overreacting.
This is an example of a disconfirming climate in the workplace. The first nurse is exhibiting her superiority and is ignoring the other nurse's offer for help. The negative attitude and seniority of the first nurse puts the second nurse in a situation that is uncomfortable.
How long have you been a nurse for again? You just started working here last week, right? Yeah, why don't you just go help with patient filing? Plus, you're only a practical nurse, so I don't really need your opinions. Go do something simple that you can handle.
Oh, I thought I was learning a lot and doing well. Maybe she's right, though. Maybe I'm not really ready to deal with patients.
The second nurse demonstrates self-sabotage, which involves telling ourselves we are no good, we can't do something, and there is no point in trying to change. Wood and Schweitzer. The first nurse is also a vulture, because she attacks the second nurse by exposing her insecurities and using them against her. This is because of her disconfirming climate that we spoke about earlier. Let's see how the rest of the situation goes.
Okay, go to a superstore and buy yourself some Pepto-Bismol. It helps with problems. Okay.
Non, tu comprends pas.
Okay, I don't know what you're saying, and I have a lot of people to see.
Sandrine, after not receiving proper help at the emergency and at the advice of the nurse, heads home to get some Pepto-Bismol. On her way out of the emerge, she collapses from pain as her appendix bursts. Let's see how things go in a situation where the nurse is helpful and uses communication to solve the problem.
Please, somebody, aidez-moi.
Hi, I can help you. Do you speak English?
It's in English.
Okay, do you understand pain?
Yeah, pain is here.
Sandrine is showing an organismic view of emotion, the stimulus being her appendix and the physiological response being her pain causing her to experience upset emotions. She is also exhibiting paralanguage, which is where someone uses sound to express themselves without words.
Okay, what is your name? My name is Lynette.
Sandrine.
Can you spell that out for me?
Sandrine.
Okay, Sandrine, I don't speak or understand French, but I'll find a nurse who can. Can you stay here? I'll be right back.
Oui.
Being mindful and trying to understand what the client is trying to say. Avoid imposing own idea, judgments, or feelings that interfere with effective listening. These are all things the nurse demonstrated on how to listen for information. She showed this by asking Sandrine a series of questions in order to find out what she wants. Her body language was inviting as she maintained eye contact with the patient, adapted her posture to be orientated towards the patient. The nurse is also very relaxed when asking the patient questions in order to help the patient's stress level go down. The nurse clearly demonstrates how she cares for Sandrine as she wants to help.
Hey, Stephanie. I'm having some trouble communicating with this patient I'm admitting.
Yeah.
She speaks very little English.
Oh, what language does she speak?
French.
Oh, really? I speak French. Maybe I could help you out.
That would be great if you could.
Yeah.
As seen in this situation, the first nurse exercised equality over superiority. Rather than saying, "I've been a nurse longer than you have," the first nurse recognized the strengths that the second nurse has in being bilingual. The first nurse showed that being superior in this situation would not help solve the problem, but rather make it worse. Let's see what happens next.
Aïe.
Bonjour Sandrine. Alors, quel est le problème? L'autre infirmière m'a dit que vous aviez des problèmes, beaucoup de douleur à l'estomac.
Oui,
Où exactement est la douleur?
juste ici.
Ok. Est-ce que c'est localisé ou est-ce que la douleur est en train de s'étendre?
La douleur est localisée et forte. À
Oui.
chaque fois que je tousse ou marche, la douleur s'empire.
Oh, ok. Alors, si j'avais une échelle graduée de douleur qui commence à 0 jusqu'à 10, 0 ça veut dire que tu n'as pas vraiment mal et 10 ça veut dire que tu es au martyr. Où seras-tu?
8.
8, ok. Quand est-ce que la douleur a commencé?
Hier soir.
Ok. Et puis, est-ce qu'elle est constante?
Oui,
Est-ce que vous vous sentez soulagé si vous mettez de la pression sur votre abdomen?
oui. Mais si je lâche mon abdomen, la douleur revient tout de suite.
Tout de suite, ok. Est-ce que vous aviez de la nausée ou avez-vous vomi?
Oui, j'ai vomi toute la soirée.
Oh, ok. Et quelle est la dernière fois que vous avez mangé?
J'ai perdu mon appétit complètement depuis hier.
Ok. Puis, dernière question. Quand était votre dernier mouvement intestinal?
Hier soir.
Hier soir. Ok.
Rachel Naomi states, "The most basic and powerful way to connect to another person is to listen." As the patient is providing the nurse with her symptoms, the nurse has given the patient her full attention and is actively listening to her concerns. She isn't imposing her own ideas or thoughts, nor is she cutting the patient off. She allows her to fully express herself. The nurse can now interpret the data and figure out what is wrong with the patient. Interpret client communication for better understanding to learn what the client thinks and feels, instead of the nurse imposing her thoughts. Now that the second nurse has been able to talk to the patient about her pain and what might be causing it, she talks to the other nurse to find a solution.
Ok, fait que je vais juste aller parler à Ninette tout de suite, puis on va savoir qu'est-ce qu'il y a avec toi. Fait que je vais juste aller parler avec toi tout de suite, ok?
Ok,
C'est bien. Okay, Lynette. So she says that her pain is very sharp and localized in her right lower abdomen, and she said it started last night and that she hasn't had a bowel movement since.
Okay, so it could definitely be constipation. We've seen that a lot lately with the heat we've been having and people not hydrating as much as they need to.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure that it's it though, because what if it's her appendix? It kind of seems to be in the right place, you know?
Okay, what symptoms are making you lean towards appendicitis?
Well, okay, her pain is localized and sharp, like I said. It's getting better when she puts pressure on it, and it gets worse when she relieves her pressure. She also said that she's been vomiting since last night, and she's experiencing an 8 on the pain scale.
Those are all great points. I didn't think about that onset of the pain. Let's get her admitted so that we can start treating her and run some tests to confirm our suspicions.
Yeah.
I know you're new to the unit. Have you fully admitted someone yet?
No, I haven't had the experience yet.
Okay, let's go through it together. Okay.
Problem-oriented communication is seen here rather than control communication, which creates a supportive climate. Finding a way to resolve the problem in order for both nurses to be satisfied means that the problem-oriented communication was used. The nurses have different ideas, but they come to a solution they both agree on. Also, the first nurse is more experienced than the second nurse, yet she considers and listens to her points. This shows that the relationship between the two nurses is healthy, further expressing a supportive climate in the workplace.
I hope it's not appendicitis. Ok, alors, comment ça va? Ça va. Ok, fait qu'on va prendre tes signes vitaux, et puis on va t'admettre pour pouvoir prendre plus de tests pour juste en savoir plus. Puis aussi, on va te donner quelque chose pour aider avec les douleurs.
Oh, merci. Merci beaucoup.
Bienvenue.
Okay, Steph, let me walk you through the steps on how to admit someone.
Let's do this.
In summary, in the second situation, we see the use of good communication styles in many different ways and solving the problem properly. This would be an example of a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What symptoms are you making you lean?
Okay.
It seems to be in the right area.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.